And a special thanks and shout out to Community Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Bloomington, Indiana for allowing me to film this 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited.
Hey everyone, Josh from Neighborhood Car Reviews here, and I'm at Community Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Bloomington, Indiana. And I'm inside this Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. Now let's take a trip back to mid-1997. The sport utility craze is already underway. The sport cute craze with the Honda CR-V and the Toyota RAV4 are starting to gain popularity. Dodge just introduced the Durango 3-row seat SUV, and you've also got offerings from GMC and Chevrolet with the Yukon and the Tahoe. Ford just redesigned the Ford Explorer in 1995, and Jeep was still using the aging ZJ platform Grand Cherokee. You've also got new offerings from Mercedes-Benz with the M-Class. And then you have the three-row SUVs coming out, Ford Expedition, Lincoln Navigator, and then of course you have the Chevrolet Suburban as well as the GMC Suburban. So as a last hurrah for the last model year for Jeep Grand Cherokee, the ZJ, the 1998 model year introduced the 5.9 Limited. So what Jeep did was they added a 5.9 liter overhead valve Magnum V8 engine. It was the fastest and most powerful Jeep production SUV to date. It would not be surpassed until later with the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8s with the 6.1 liter Hemi V8 engine. So without further ado, let's begin this walk-around in-depth review of the 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited.
Alright, as stated before, this is going to be a detailed, in-depth walk-around look at this very nice, very rare, one-owner and ultra-low-mile 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is the 1998 one-year-only 5.9 Limited and is shown in bright platinum metallic and features the Agat premium ruffled Calfnap leather interior. The 5.9 Limited was only available for the 1998 model year, and only 14,286 were produced. And naturally, the 5.9 Limited is four-wheel drive and uses Jeep's NV249 Quadra-Track transfer case. It features a 272 low-range ratio with 373 gears. Front axles are Dana 44 solid live axles with Quadra-Link suspension arms, coil springs, and track bars. The 5.9 Limited also utilizes a track lock rear differential. As you can see, the underside of this vehicle is relatively clean and rust-free. And the sole available engine for the 5.9 Limited is, of course, the 360 cubic inch 5.9 liter overhead valve sequential multi-port fuel-injected V8. Features an 8:7 compression ratio and creates 245 horsepower at 4,000 RPM, 345 pound-feet of torque at 3,200 RPM. It is good for 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.8 seconds with a quarter-mile time and 15.2 seconds at 88.7 miles per hour. Fuel capacity is 23 gallons, and EPA estimates are 11 miles per gallon city, 16 highway with 13 miles per gallon average. The 5.9 Limited consumes 7.7 gallons per 100 miles driven, and is mated to the 4-speed 4.6 RE automatic transmission. This features an overdrive gear with manual shiftability and a leather-wrapped shift knob. And despite the Quadra-Track transfer case, Jeep gave the 5.9 Limited a 5,000-pound towing capacity rating. In 1997, for the 1998 model year, Jeep unveiled the 5.9 Limited as the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. The most noticeable improvements and features, besides the incredible 5.9-liter V8 and the 46RE transmission, were the functional hood louvers for the heat extraction, high-capacity cooling system with 2-speed electric fans, and the 16-inch Ultra-Star premium aluminum wheels. Around the rear was typical Grand Cherokee, aside from the body color bumper and unique cladding, and subtle 5.9 Limited badging on the lower right of the liftgate. Down below featured a unique low-restriction exhaust system, and it was highlighted by the large 3-inch polished exhaust tip. Along the profile of the Jeep, the only noticeable difference was a lower body color cladding that gave the Grand Cherokee a low-profile stance. While keeping the 8.3-inch ground clearance, it also featured a unique low-profile roof rack. Along the side were the Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited badging. Steering is a power-assisted recirculating ball with 2.94 turns lock-to-lock and a 36.75-foot turning radius. Wheels are the 16 by 7-inch Ultra-Star machined aluminum wheels with 225/70 R16 Yokohama Geolandar tires. Brakes are 4-wheel disc with 11-inch rotors up front, 11.2-inch rotors in the rear with ABS and traction control assist. They can bring the 5.9 Limited from 60 miles per hour to 0 in 135.5 feet. Around the front, the most noticeable update is the body color front bumper with twin fog lamps, black tow recovery hooks, and body color grille with a more aggressive look than the stock ZJ, with the 2 outer grille slots sticking out a bit further out. Inside the grille is a silver mesh grille insert, typical of high-performance vehicles of that time. Of course, the most identifiable exterior feature was the twin functional hood heat extractor louvers. The Grand Cherokee 5.9 was awarded 4x4 of the Year by Peterson's 4-Wheel and Off-Road magazine. Off-road data for the 5.9 Limited are as follows. It features an 8.3-inch ground clearance with a 36.5 degree approach angle, 29.3 degree departure angle, and a ramp breakover angle of 22.3 degrees. Alright, enough of the exterior, let's move on to the interior. As one would expect, the 5.9 Limited is very lavishly equipped, especially for a vehicle of its age. Very nice, supportive Calfnap leather seats that have an overstuffed quality to them. The door panels are also nicely equipped and nicely furnished. It does feature gathered vinyl and accent stitching. Of course, Chrysler's iconic fake wood trim. Chrome door pulls. This vehicle also has a 10-speaker, 180-watt Infinity audio system. You've got matte poutlets on the doors, power heated mirrors, power windows with auto driver down, power windows and power door locks, 2-driver memory for the seats. And moving on to the seats, they are 8-way power adjustable. Driver's side does have lumbar adjust. The umbrella was not equipped with the car. As stated before, the seats are very comfortable, very supportive. They do have an overstuffed quality, typical of Chrysler vehicles of that day. The stitching is in really, really nice shape. Overall, very, very comfortable. And on the driver's side instrument panel, you do have your automatic headlamp controls. You've also got your interior lamp illumination, fog lamp control, leather wrap tilt steering wheel control. Alright, and let's pan through the interior and show a little more details. Nice fluid, easy to use power steering. It is a 3-spoke steering wheel with leather wrap, as aforementioned. On the front part of the steering wheel you have controls for your cruise controls, and on the back side you have your audio controls. Full instrumentation that's easy to read. It is illuminated teal green at night. As you can see, this vehicle does have 88,140 original miles. And panning over the top of the dash, as you can see, it's not faded. It's in very, very nice shape. It is not sun cracked, warped, or anything like that. Just a quick overview of the interior console. On the right side of the steering column, you do have your heated seat controls for both front passenger and driver. Unfortunately, the switch is not an easy reach of the passenger, so the seat heaters are up to the driver's discretion. You've also got your rear wiper and washer controls, overdrive switch, and your rear window heater. And above you have an AM/FM CD player with cassette player. You do have bass, mid, and treble controls. Down below you have your automatic climate control. It is a single zone climate control with a digital readout for temperature as well as function and panel distribution. And moving the shift lever out of the way, we'll take a look at the Vehicle Information Center, the vehicle computer. It does show the current time, the date, how many miles to service. It also shows vehicle settings or readouts such as doors ajar, lift gate ajar, and various other information. Usually these systems are out and have to be soldered out, but this system is still currently functioning. The mobile phone is not a Mopar standard accessory. It does feature large cup holders, nice padded storage armrest with CD storage as well as tape storage. Overall, the interior is a bit dated, but very nice and still very much Grand Cherokee. It does feature an automatic dimming rearview mirror, overhead traveler trip computer, dual overhead map lamps. You've also got your sunroof control, various controls for the traveler trip computer, including fuel economy, distance to empty. You can also choose US or metric measurements. On the driver's side sun visor, you have a 3-channel Homelink universal garage door opener. Nice large padded sun visors with large vanity mirrors. It does have adjustable lighting. While the visors do not slide, they do have slide-out extensions. There is an absence of overhead grab handles, however. Alright, let's take a look at the rear seat. And the rear seat is finished just as the front seat is. Very nicely appointed with overstuffed Calfnap leather, gathered leather trim on the door panels with stitching, fake Chrysler wood. A relatively flat load floor despite the transmission tunnel. It does have high adjustable head restraints on the outboard seats. It does seat 3 across and is a 60-40 split folding seat. Rear outboard seats have 3-point shoulder belts. They've also got map lamps. The center seat is only a lap belt. You do have overhead assist handles in the rear seat, however, with coat hooks. And also the rear seats feature high adjustable seat belts. Fold down center armrest. The cup holders are actually mounted in the back of the front armrest. They slide out. They are pretty durable, pretty sturdy. There is no air vents in the back. However, there are seat back mat pockets. To fold the seats, the first thing you need to do is, annoyingly, you have to remove the headrest. Stow them in the seat bottom cushion. When you lift the cushion up, there's 2 slots for the poles to stick in. They lock into place. Unfortunately, the seats will not fold without removing those headrests. Then there's a lever at the base of the seat. Just lift up on that, and the seat back will fold forward. But not with 2 hands, or not with 1 hand. However, the seat back does fold nice and flat, as you can see here. It is level with the load floor, which is very, very convenient. Alright, let's take a look at the rear luggage area. Two-piece liftgate. You do have the flipper glass that lifts up. Pretty handy for loading quick loads in. You see your cargo tie-down net. And to open the traditional liftgate, just lift up on the handle. As you can see, the luggage area is very nice and spacious. You do have some wheelhouse intrusion, and you'll also notice that the spare tire is missing from this vehicle. However, the spider net and the floor cargo net is not missing. You do have tie-down hooks. Rear luggage capacity is pretty nice with 40.9 cubic feet with the rear seats up. And let's drop those rear seats real quick. Alright, here we go. With the rear seats folded flat and the headrests in their annoying positions that they are, the rear cargo capacity expands to 79.3 cubic feet. Still pretty sizable even to this day for a sport utility of this size. Alright, this does conclude our in-depth walk-around look at this very unique Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. We hope the review was informative. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.